been here before, obviously, haven't you?
Yes, I have. Generally getting paid for it, actually, doing jingles and things for toothpaste and petrol and all kinds of things. But we did the last album here.
Getting onto the new album, maybe, it seems to have more of a live sound than the last two.
Yeah, that's what we went for. With the last one, there was a lot of overdubbing, and it made it difficult when we went to tour last time, because we were thinking, oh God, are we going to do all these harmonies and all this and these double lead lines and so forth. So this time we went for a lot of space in the production, and it sounds like, listening back on it now, I think we've captured that. It is quite a live feel, and it shouldn't be any problem enjoying doing it live,
right.
You know, and feeling confident that it's going to sound as good as the album.
On your album you had a new producer, Paul McIan. How'd you get hold of him?
I had heard an album that he'd recently completed, which was a Franny Goldie album. She's a singer-songwriter, keyboards player. So I thought that, like, his taste and production for her was really good.
Had Paul McIan been to this end of the world before?
No, like, he thought it was heaven when he got out here, because I believe at the time he came things were pretty sticky and on the west coast over there for work.
Yeah.
So I guess it was great for him.
What was his general opinion of Australian New Zealand music? Did he notice, you know, that things were happening here? Or?
Yeah, he did. In fact, I wouldn't think there'd be many people in the music business over there now that aren't aware of what's happening down under. I think everyone's pouring out here. I think people are going to have to watch it, you know, that we don't get inundated with people from the States, etc. But he like, Men at Work have been very successful, and he's been close to that, and I know he really believes in what I've done, and he's gone out and checked a lot of bands out, so he'll take the word back, I'm sure.
You've been working on the soundtrack of Roger Donaldson's new movie called Smash Palace. Did you do all of the soundtrack to that?
Yes, I did it all. It really entailed about 5 songs, roughly 3.5 minutes each, and about 15 minutes worth of incidental music. It was something quite different to attempt, really, for me, but I'd love to do it again, because it's a good experience working with doing the music and then seeing it together with the film. We actually did it the other way around. Normally a person that does a score will do it to the pictures so that they get everything bang bang. Because of timing, we had to do it the other way around, so a lot of the music was done from Roger and I rapping about the feel of the film, the different shots they were going to do, and quite ironically it worked. I'm not saying it would always work that way, but I like to try it the other way too.
Sharon, from the short visit to New Zealand, what are your plans from here?
I go back to Australia for a week and tidy up the rehearsals that we're doing. I've just got a band together over there, and we've rehearsed the set ready to go live. Learnt all the songs, so now we've just got to work on lights and production and running everything together smoothly. So we'll spend a week on that. Then I got to Japan for a week, and when we come back we do our first gigs in Australia, which is they start about November 10th.
Is it a nationwide tour of Australia?
No, not this time. Last time we were fortunate in that we got started nationally doing the support to Boz Skaggs, but this time we're going to really base ourselves in Sydney, and we'll go out when the money's there, because you can get in pretty dire straits if you don't really organise it properly. So if we base ourselves in Sydney, we're cutting costs, and when it looks promising, say like in Queensland or even Western Australia, if we get the energy to go that far, then we'll go over there.
You seem to fluctuate between doing rock songs and slow ballads. Is there a preference there?
I have a preference in writing them. I find that the ballads are easier to write, to get down in a shorter space of time, whereas the rock numbers are more of a challenge. They take a lot of time because you've got to think of all the different instruments and the best way to get the feel across. So I suppose the ballads come a little more easy, but I like to do both, so that generally that's why there's that sort of contrast on the albums. I think the contrast, say on the new album, is very similar to the last one, the balance of ballads to the rock numbers.